Now, if you're really looking to push the boundaries and try something a little bit different and definitely something more advanced, this double faceted diamond gift box is definitely the one to try. So it's quite a nice tall box size. You can see it's very roomy inside. But once you learn how to do the diamond technique inside, you could be adapting this and doing it in different sizes. But it is certainly one of them showcase pieces whereby those non-crafter friends of yours are never going to believe that you actually made this, and it really is a stunning table centerpiece. So again, we're starting with just one sheet of cardstock, which is being cut to 12¼ inches by 11½ inches. And we're going to start off with the long edge of the card against the rest. Now, if you're not sure which is the long edge, you should be able to look along and your card should be cut off at 11½ inches. Okay? So, handle at the top, rest at the left-hand side. We're going to score first of all at 2 3/4. Now, it's very important that all your scoring is very accurate here. So take your time and get some nice neat score lines as we're going. So 2 3/4, 5 3/8. So you come to 5 and then 1 2 3. So it's just one little notch before the 5½ all the way down. Then we're coming at 8 inches. And then finally 10 3/4. That's 2 little notches before the 11. Okay. Then for step 2, we're going to rotate the card 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So what you'll find is where you've got that narrow part, it should sit at the top. Now we're going to score through the slim section at the top and to the second scoring line here. And we're going to score this at 2 3/4. So you see we're stopping at that second score line. So through the first one, stop at the second one. We're going to go 2 3/4, 5½, 7½, 8 1/4, 11, and 11 3/4. Now these here, you see, are going to form the tabs to slot inside the box. That's why we've got those 2 tab lines here, okay? So you're going to rotate the card 180 degrees, so we're working on the exact opposite section now. Right, so this is step 3 here, if you're following from the instructions. And we're going to score only through the top section this time. And we're going to score at 1 1/4, 4, 6 3/4, 9½. Okay. Now, without turning or rotating your card, you're going to fold down this top half. Okay. So I'm actually going to just fold it and burnish it, and then take it back onto where I want it, just to get that neat crease line. Okay, so you should have it so that you can see your bottom section popping out a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the blade end of the scoring tool. So this is a very accurate pointed scoring tool, and we're going to make a mark through both layers of this. Okay, so take this right to the top, and we're going to make our score marks, our little markings, at 1/2 inch. You see I'm pressing quite hard here. So 1/2 inch, 2 inches, then 3 1/4, then 4 3/4, 6, 7½, 8 3/4, 10 1/4, and 11½. Now just turn that over and make sure you can see those score lines all the way through. And if we open it out, yes, you can see those score lines and exactly where we're going to work with. Okay, so that's all of our markings done. Now for this next part, I think it's going to be much easier for you to be able to see if I mark these in pencil. And this is another one of them projects whereby once you've done it a few times, it'll be much easier for you to do this without needing to mark it in pencil. Now we're going to join the diagonals of where our little marking is to where the top of our cardstock is here. So you see we're going to go one there, and then the same here. And what you'll find is you'll get 4 full and 1/2 diamond. Okay. This is where the half one's going to come in, from here out to the edge. And then you're going to do the same on the bottoms. And you'll see that line's obviously scoring up with this bottom one. Now you do need to go and score these, but I think I'll find it much easier to score them after we've done some of our cutting away. So for the cutting away, we're just going to follow exactly what step 7 in the instruction manual says. So I'll try and do this with a scoring a craft knife, which will make it easier for you to be able to see. So this panel here is coming out all together. So you can see we've cut straight up there. And then just cutting a small section out. This is my gluing flap. And then I'm just going to go back and retrospectively score all of those scoring lines. So you can see there on the underside perfectly where all of those score lines are. And I'll be honest, this is probably one of the most complex projects, so it's not a bad idea to always draw those pencil lines in just so that you can see exactly where you're working from. So once you've got to this stage, you want to just crease and burnish all of your score lines. And you'll find actually the more you work with them, the easier they are to start and manipulate, especially those diagonal ones that look like they're going to be terrible to work with across the centre. As we start and just bend them into place now, they just become a little bit easier to manipulate. Now, the full diamond at this end is going to become your gluing tab, but you're not going to apply glue all the way along. You're going to apply glue just from roughly the halfway point onwards. And you'll see that is going to be what's going to join And you see where the join will come along perfectly at this end. So that's where we're going to apply our glue. So I think it'll be easier to pop glue on this side. And there's a little bit extra under here because it's going to be much easier sticking glue to glue. It just means you've got to get it right perfectly the first time. So you want those fold lines just lining up perfectly over top of each other. So you can start and see where that's coming in together. Just going to push my fingers together in the middle. Okay, so we're on to stage 9. That's stage 9 that we've just completed. Now, the base here, so this is our lid. And the lid is going to go perfectly into the top. You might just want to cut some diagonal lines into there so that it falls in a little bit easier. So it's going to form our lid. So then all that's left to do is to stick the base in place, just like we would with any project. So we're going to take the full one last, and just put plenty of tape on this as we're sticking it. And you'll see all of that box comes together quite easily, and then our lid just opens like this.